If you're watching this and you're a cyclist, you will know what went wrong. So we were going to go for a bike ride, but because our car, we don't have roof racks yet, so we brought it in the boot, but then we accidentally, his bike has landed on my bike's brakes, and now the front brake is not happy. Wheel spin not, because the bike was on the brake pads. The other bike was leaning on the brake pads. I'm not sure if I've explained that very well.
Yeah, because something was leaning on the brake without the brake rotor in between the brake calipers. I think it now just needs to be bled.
So, I think our cycling adventure is not going to happen.
That the fluid that goes through those hoses goes in, meaning that the brake pads go closer towards the brake rotor.
Didn't help anything. That sucks. My beautiful bike. Dead. We never bring the bikes in the back. We've never done that before. We've always had a bike rack, or like brought one bike but never multiple. It sounds so sad.
3 days later.
You might have seen that we were meant to go cycling the other day in around Zeeland, but we always usually have had a bike rack or like our bikes attached to the car. But at the moment we don't have one, so we had to take the front wheels off our bikes and put them in the boot of the car. I had no idea this could go so wrong, but if you're watching this and you're a cyclist, you will know what went wrong. The brake pads were squeezed in 100% for 2 hours. So when we tried to put the wheel back on to go cycling, we couldn't. And we, as you will have seen, we tried to use my bank cards squished together to try and push what I believe is a piston back in. Anyway, it didn't work. So I really want to get into bike packing and endurance cycling. I have no idea when I'm going to do that. It's very hard with a 2-year-old. Part of that is learning more about your bike, and so I thought after watching a few YouTube videos that I can try and fix it. So what I've done is, as YouTube told me, is there was a little thing here, and all I had to do was just pull it. It was very easy to remove, and then I just had to use an Allen key to remove this from there. And then supposedly a pretty easy thing to do, the brake pads just push. All it had you doing is pushing the brake, oh, like that, and then, oh, okay, so those are my brake pads that were pushed in 100% of the time. So annoying, because we drove 2 hours to go to a museum but also to go cycling. As you can see, this piston is pushed a lot more through compared to the other side. Okay, the YouTube video says I just need to push it in, which is different to a different YouTube video that I watched, but in the first one I watched, they were replacing the brakes, and like I said, we're not replacing the brakes. So the other YouTube video that I have watched said it was very easy to push it back in, and look, I might get a lot of criticism for this video, but I'm just going to be using a butter knife. I figure it's fairly straight. It's a bit harder than what I was using the other day with my bank cards and license and stuff. And if I can do it, I broke the knife. Whoa. Okay. See, it should spin like that. but there be no spin. Okay, my husband got a job at a bike shop here in the Netherlands, and they've lent us this. So it's hopefully not going to break like my knife did, and I mean, if a bike shop uses it, surely it's good enough for my problem. So I'm going to repeat the process. Apparently, we've also been given the advice that I don't need to remove the brake pads, or I shouldn't need to if this fits. I think it's working. Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, I think you got. That's all the way in, I think.
Yeah. Hooray. Okay, hooray. And then we got to add the wheel.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I can't believe it took me this long to figure out something that would have taken 20 seconds.
Just need the right tool.
I fixed my bike.
Yes.
Look at it go.
Oh, such smooth spinning.
So smooth. And so, yeah, I watched the video on how to do this, and they said you can really do anything, but I definitely think that something like this is like very
it gives you
solid.
The leverage.
It gives you a lot more leverage. It's not going to snap like my plastic knife. It's also probably worth mentioning that this, I believe, is a fairly common issue, especially if you are like me and I'm a total rookie. And yes, for future, we have the little block thing that goes between the brake pads, so it shouldn't happen again. So, Allen key and this thing, it's fixed. Hooray!